Hello, my name is Varsha Ramachandran, and my research project is on the perception of diseases and healing in rural India and its effect on the utilization of different systems of medicine. The current population of India is approximately 1.3 billion people, with more than 65% of the total population living in rural areas. In these areas, there is a huge shortage of qualified doctors and proper health care. Due to this, the perception of diseases and healing in rural India may differ from the urban population and may influence what systems of medicine they use. There are many different systems of medicine that are popular in India. The most popular system of medicine is allopathic medicine. The next popular systems of medicine are traditional medicines. There are 6 recognized systems of traditional medicine that include Ayurveda, Siddha, Unani, Yoga, Naturopathy, and Homeopathy, collectively known as Ayush. The objectives of this study include examining the current medical situation in rural India, exploring the perceptions of diseases and healing amongst Indians in rural areas, and finally determining the effect of disease and healing perceptions on the use of different systems of medicine. To do this, the USF Library database and Google Scholar database were used to identify sources that fit the inclusion criteria. The results found that rural healthcare is often a major concern for the government of India. There is a discrepancy between the demand and supply of proper healthcare in these areas. It was found that 86% of medical visits in India are made by villagers, but 70 to 80% of them must travel over 60 miles to receive proper healthcare. Furthermore, a study found that from the total provider population in rural India, 2 out of every 3 doctors do not have a formal medical education, meaning 68% are informal providers. The current medical situation can influence villagers' health-seeking behavior and their perceptions of diseases and healing. A study done in Andhra Pradesh found that villagers believed that they were less healthy, less physically active, and had poor access to nutritious food. Another study focused on the cultural attitudes of the causes of disease of villagers in Karnataka. It found that marginalized communities, such as lower castes, often establish different illness ideologies, with some believing in the spiritual causes of disease and others believing in the scientific theory of illness. These perceptions of diseases and healing, along with the current medical situation, often impact the use of different systems of medicine amongst rural Indians. One study found that about 70% of the rural population of India still uses traditional medicine for primary health care. Another study found that alternative medicine was used more amongst tribal populations compared to other populations. Many studies have also found that allopathic medicine is popular amongst rural Indians, and many villagers often opt for a pluralistic medical treatment. One study found that family members and village members play a big role in deciding another member's use of medical assistance in the context of medical pluralism. The choice of which medical system to use is directly proportional to the village's proximity to the city. In conclusion, the current medical situation in rural India not only has an effect on the perceptions of health and disease amongst rural Indians, but also on their use of different systems of medicine. Due to the proliferation of unqualified medical practitioners, the illness ideologies of rural communities are different from urban communities. The lack of access to proper healthcare may be a reason why traditional medicine is still prevalent amongst rural communities to treat minor ailments, as it is more readily accessible. This review found that rural communities often opt for a more medically pluralistic treatment plan that incorporates traditional medical remedies along with allopathic treatment. The results of this study can be applied to better understand the perception and views on health in rural communities and how this impacts their health-seeking behavior. More studies are needed to determine whether health-seeking behavior is drastically different amongst culturally different rural communities. Thank you for listening.